Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. Let me say that again. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. I want to do a quick discussion and talk about James Harden. James Harden is, you look at historically, has been my favorite player up until 3 years ago or 2 years ago when he went to Brooklyn. He's a guy that I definitely wanted to see win a championship. I'm a Houston Rocket fan, so of course I was very excited to see James Harden turn into a bona fide superstar, 36 point per game guy, 34 point per game guy. You know, to me, he was always scrutinized in his time in Houston, which felt unfair multiple times because he would have to face the greatest teams of all time. He's facing the Golden State Warriors. He's facing the 2020 Lakers. He's facing really good basketball teams that, of course, like no one can beat. So it was always confusing to me, why was he always taking the heat? But when he's left Houston, things just seem worse. It doesn't seem like he's helping his name that us Houston fans were trying to bring up. It's like he's hurting it. Now, him being upset at Daryl Morey, there's some, it's warranted to an extent, because Daryl Morey has had a history of kind of being a little shaky with the people that he works with. So, Chris Paul called him a liar. James Harden called him a liar. So, I understand to an extent. But the thing is, we trade him to Brooklyn. He's in Brooklyn for a year and some change. Not even a year. I don't think he lasted a full year in Brooklyn, like a calendar year, which makes sense to an extent. A lot of things were happening in Brooklyn, so it makes sense that he was disgruntled, wanted to leave. He goes to Philadelphia, and in the 2 years he's been in Philadelphia, he's had some awful postseason flameouts. The first year he played terrible. I think it was Game 6 against Miami in the second round. He played awful, and then in the next year, he had two good games in the second round versus Boston. They're up 3-2. They have a chance of advancing because I really want to see James and Joel be able to get to the finals and face Jokic. So they have a shot of advancing, and then they choke in that Game 6. And in that Game 7, they don't make it competitive. That Game 7, it's the two teams playing are kind of equal in terms of strength. Like, you would expect that if Boston wins, they win by 5, they win by 6, they win by like 30, bro. They destroy Philadelphia, and James Harden plays terrible. So you play terrible and you want more money, which was always the most confusing thing ever. Like, why do you get to play bad and ask for more money? And then you're trying to kill another relationship. Brooklyn obviously don't mess with you. Us in Houston, we mess with you, but not to that extent that we used to mess with you. Philadelphia fans were behind you, even though you're a choker, because you're better than Ben Simmons. But you decide not to, warrant, like you leave. The last member you have in Philadelphia is you choking your life off. And then you're like, okay, now I want to go to the Clippers. Bro, what do you think is going to change when you go to the Clippers? Like, your plot is terrible. You think you about to go to the Clippers and win. The Clippers plot's awful. You're not winning anything. You're probably going to choke again. 2 years go by and you say, you know what? I don't want to be on the Clippers. Let me go somewhere else. You're ruining your legacy. No one is respecting you anymore from what's happening. And then he says this, and he has his China tour. He says, I'm never going to play with Daryl Morey, or I'm never going to be on the same organization as Daryl Morey. He's a liar. I'm like, bro, James Harden, like, I don't know. I feel Daryl Morey may have said, maybe lied to you. I don't know, whatever happened. But Daryl Morey has been on your side for over 10 years. Like, Daryl Morey believed in you back in 2012. He has endorsed you. His way of thinking and basketball analytics put you in a position to be one of the greatest offensive players of all time. So Daryl Morey pushing your name and basically endorsing you for all of these years, over 10 years. I don't know, for you to say something like that, I know maybe, people do wrongs. There are people in your life that have done wrong to you, and that's understandable, right? You're upset at someone, but to just instead of going to that man, talking and trying to confront him in person, just saying that out loud, maybe you're really trying to get to LA, but saying stuff like that out loud it just doesn't sound good, especially knowing what Daryl Morey has been doing for you over the years, especially in Houston when he was, giving you everything in the world to make you happy. So I don't know. James Harden to me seems like a diva. I'm not gonna lie to you. And his plot just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And to be honest with you, James Harden is one of those players that I feel very strongly that he'll never win a championship for the rest of his career. And that is very unfortunate because I was a big fan. But to be honest, he's going out kind of sad, and that's just my opinion. But for more content like this, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, man. This is just a little rant I was doing. I'm just kind of get a little frustrated seeing this James Harden use especially how big of a fan I was. It just gets frustrating to kind of see him kind of ruin his reputation for, these past couple of years, but it's whatever, That's my opinion. If you don't agree with my opinion, comment down below. Be nice when you comment. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out of here. Peace.